have your proposals, you are dealing with a well-educated urban woman. And that's awesome. And that's awesome because she has the opportunities, she has the education, but the little child in the village, I really would like him to be left out of this because that's a whole different game. So we are talking about, all of this is wonderful for a well-educated urban woman who has the opportunity, electricity, internet, computer. She can do a lot of things with that. Buses, transportation to go to university, all that stuff. But 75% of the women in Pakistan really do not have those opportunities. So we are basically focusing on certain segment, and this is wonderful. I mean, we do need to do that.
So I want to add to the same. My name is Narjis. I was just saying on a general comment, nothing to do with women. What you just said about Steve Jobs is we have in our culture a lack of recognition of people who actually do well. I mean, I think the one person out of Pakistan was Dr. Abdul Sattar. Is there any road, monument, anything dedicated to the man? We don't even recognize our own people. So I think something about Steve Jobs, the world thinks he's a great guy, he's done a lot, but even if we get people, what do we do to encourage and recognize those people and say that, yeah, they've done a great job?
Okay.
Yes.
So that's something I want to directly address. One of the things we did is in 2008, Ladies Fund began by introducing Pakistan's very first awards for women. So we launched with the Ladies Fund Women Entrepreneurship Awards, which have since become the Ladies Fund Women's Awards, and include a nationwide vote for Women of the Year. And through that platform, we've created icons of women talent. It was initially the first time in the nation's history you had women come together like Banto Kazmi, Daulat Ramtullah, Nahid Mushkila, from all different walks of life, Rabia Garib, people from different sectors who are lone soldiers working in isolation who might come to a wedding once in a while and see each other across a crowded room. But it's the women who are not working, the women at kiddie parties who are meeting for lunches and bonding and having friendships. The women who are working were in isolation and felt very alone. And when we created our awards, I used to meet women who married at 18, and I'm talking urban here, married at 18, had 2 children, did an MBA after marriage, then are teaching and have their own small flower business or other business. And you'd meet them and you'd ask them what are they doing, and they'd say, those are our hobbies, we're a homemaker, we're a housewife. Those same women now are fighting, sometimes really aggressively, to win these awards. And it's amazing to see this cultural shift. And you might say, why does it matter as much if people middle class and above in urban areas are fighting for these awards? But it actually matters so much, because what happened before is you had the maids whose husbands were drunk and on drugs, working and being the breadwinners from the lowest economic brackets of Pakistan. And then you had the billionaire housewives playing at veranda tailoring from their homes and not caring about the financial remuneration. And you really didn't have much going on in between. So first we began with Ladies Fund giving 5,000 rupees and helping women here and there. And then we found, wait a second, the woman who's getting this money and doing it may feel empowered, but she's really not feeling proud in the same way, because she feels that a work day for a woman is a sign of no success for that woman, because that's the way it was played. Hide the fact that you work, play it down. Now, because the awards have celebrated people and made many of these women icons, they've gone on to have TV shows devoted to them, they've gone on to win other awards and other landmarks. Now it's become a source of pride. And it begins with the urban, but it then translates across the country. Now when people take pride in winning, husbands are coming up, daughters are coming up, have you met my mother? I want her to be nominated. Husbands are coming, they're saying, and boys are saying, my sister's doing this, that. It's become something that people are taking pride in. For our conferences now, each of our panelists have become rock stars. Some of them have been so unknown, and yet they become really famous, because one thing that sets our conferences apart from any other in Pakistan is we take real people, rags to riches stories of people who become successful with the same bijli, the same law and order, the same level playing field, and you put them side by side and you say, so if anyone in the audience dares say to us, I can't do that, I have no name, I have no connections, I'm a woman, I'm this, I'm that, every one of our panelists have the same level playing field and have succeeded, because the trend in Pakistan before that, and still to this day, is you bring a foreigner and you bring them to Pakistan and they speak, and everyone's so happy. You've got an American or a Brit or Australian, and you celebrate them, but it's the Pakistani successes that really need to be celebrated. So icons are being created.
So would you use the media or something, like, you have CNN heroes?
Yeah.
Would Geo say, okay,
Geo's our partner.
So that's a very good
Absolutely.
thing. That's how you can
Absolutely.
get it out.
We disseminate it, and we're quite big on the media in partnership. So now to just continue with the model's not working, there's no incubators, as someone said earlier, so that's one of the things we're creating. There's a lot of talk, a lot of policy, but there's not much action. So I'll just to introduce you to our foundation. Our foundation is not that I grew up as a little girl and said one day I'm going to have a foundation and help women entrepreneurs. To be honest, it never ever occurred to me. I was just doing my work, and I was doing my job, and what happened was, now we get flooded by women. We have tens of thousands of women approach us for advice, for guidance, how to do things. And it all began with an awards to celebrate women, which was a CSR initiative to give back. Now it's grown so big, we have had 9 events that have been sort of standing room, sitting on the floor only, and people lining up. And so it's just sort of grown into a beast. And the idea is to just promote optimization of lives of women and women opportunities. We want these women also to be in the international scale. We want women to win Nobel Prizes from Pakistan. We want women to have the opportunities to showcase their brands globally. We just passed Saks coming up here on the drive. Why can't our women products in Pakistan be featured in stores here and be getting premium products and prices? So this is our foundation. So we wish to be and have sort of become the nation's leading resource for anything to do with Pakistani women now, women entrepreneurs or women professionals. In addition to the chambers that Sabra was mentioning earlier, chambers are our partners. Now the Lahore chamber is quite active, the Sialkot chamber is quite active, but generally many chambers in Pakistan haven't been able to be the bridge that a lot of people are looking for. So we've assumed the role of a lot of chambers. Partners like CIPE is our technical partner, are just working with us to do and get the job done, because we have 0 red tape. Every initiative we do is 6 weeks between idea to execution. So when we have an idea for a conference or an event, 6 weeks is between the idea and execution. So now this is the first time we're now approaching donor funds. We'd love to be a part of the 10 million announced by USA to create this angel investor fund. And it's because people know they can deliver with us. So what's our model? How many of you are familiar with Acumen Fund? Okay, so we are using that model, just to be very clear. So what happens is, to begin with, because it's a foundation, we are just now building a core of basic donations to use to give grants to women. And this is the basic vanilla model. If you're giving a grant of $5,000 or less, then it's just a grant to women. But the model that we're building towards is the Acumen Fund model, which is that you have a corpus made of the donations. From that corpus, you then make angel investments. You then have the incubator, the hand-holding, the whole process. We also have mentors that we get involved with. We would love if we're going to talk to you about the various ways you can get involved, and one of them is also consultancy. If anyone's here is at McKinsey & Company, or I met one consultant earlier, if you want to help these women sort of take their business plans to the next level, it would really help with our incubator. We're also in talks with Harvard University that wants to partner with us as well. Even my own alumni, Harvard Law School, has begun entrepreneurship as a core part of the curriculum this year. And we're looking to give world-class education and opportunities to these women. And remember that if you have a business, if you go to the rural area and you can give 100,000 women loans, what we've been doing is we've been giving, let's say we want to give 40 or 50 women from the middle class sector, but they can end up employing 5,000, 10,000 each. And because they all are literate and have been working, the things they're going to do with that model is going to actually have a ricochet effect. At the same time, because they're educated women who've worked, they're going to treat the women in a certain way as well. We find that the women in our network are fabulous about equality treatment of all labor force. They also are very humane about women needing time off or flexi time or other things. They also are really incredible about recognition of women, both in terms of quality of life and appreciation, and also in terms of having spaces for people to have bonding. Like one of our people in our network, Naila Naqvi, some of you might know from Pie in the Sky, she has these annual dinners for her entire labor force and different things to bring the people together. And you might think that that just seems normal because you're all in America, but you'd be shocked that many businesses in Pakistan still have a SAFE mentality, a hierarchy, and they don't have the bonding where you have 5,000 laborers come and eat and bond with the people who are hiring them. So that's a huge difference with women entrepreneurs. Many of them are really treating each member of the force as a family, and that's a really beautiful thing. So with our own, so this is our model, and we're looking very much to have it work in a very seamless fashion. We also have Ford Rhodes as our auditor. Ernst & Young and Ford Rhodes are together in Pakistan. Then we'll give you some examples. This is Nahid Akhtar. She is a microfinance success story. We have partnerships with both Kushali Bank and Kash Foundation. She's someone nominated by Kash that should we have our angel investment fund, we would incubate her and help take her to the SME level. Then at the same time we have Lubna, who's a current SME. We have over, I think, 40 SME partners at Ladies Fund already of small women businesses. And Lubna is an example of one who really is saying that this is as far as I've got. I've got my salon, I've got my sort of following, but if I want to branch out into different salons or franchises or go across the country, I need a million rupees, I need someone to help me with my business plan, and I need to take it to the next level. So this is taking an SME to either the next stage of small or to a medium-sized business. And most women businesses and entrepreneurs don't know how to tip. Around the world, there's a great deal of difficulty moving from a one-person shop to employees to delegation, but to move from one salon to the next salon to the next is a tip. It's tipping, and it's something that most people struggle with. Okay, I think we'll just summarize with this is another one, Musart, who's been also nominated for us. She's a samosa stand owner, and is an exact example of what Sheree was talking about earlier, of someone owning 3 small businesses rather than tipping one. And so what is it that we're here to discuss how you can get involved? So one, you can give money to the foundation either through the grant model or through the angel investment model or the Acumen Fund model that we're looking to if any loan is less than $5,000, then it's just a grant. It's given straight out to the woman, and we don't expect it back at that stage for these small SMEs. If, however, it's anything larger than that and we take a pool of money, we're working towards the Acumen Fund model of having the corpus built. Share your connections and network. If you want to actually get involved, meet these women through Skype now, you can have a conversation with them as early as tomorrow, and then be a mentor. This could also involve being a consultant. If any of you have those skills that can help them, we are already in talks with many people devoting their time, but if there's a way anybody here would like to mentor a partner, that would be fantastic. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tara. That was excellent.